Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. Today we're going to be continuing our Deep Madness unboxing. We have so many of these boxes to open up, but I'm really excited to do this because there's a lot of additional content that I'd like to show you guys for this particular game. This is the Deep Madness Endless Nightmares expansion. I do want to apologize, there is some shine and shimmer there from the lights in the room off of the plastic wrap, which we will remove very quickly. Diemension Games in the bottom left hand corner and Jelly Cube over here in the far right hand side. So without further ado, I'm going to cut the plastic wrap off. This is going to actually help reduce some of the shimmer on the box and hopefully allow you guys to see it without too much annoyance there. So this is actually really exciting because it's going to add, I believe this adds extra scenarios, it adds extra monsters. Oh, and another thing to mention with this particular expansion is this is the biggest expansion for Deep Madness. So this is the in terms of size of the box. It's almost, yes it is. It looks like it's almost the exact same size as the core box. So it's quite large. So I'm actually really excited to see what comes inside of this. Now, it should be a lot easier to actually make that out now that we no longer have the wrap on the box. So just like that, everything's all squared away and we have a much better and easier thing to see. So I'm going to bring the box up a little bit closer. Of course, there is still some shine there, but this is what the box looks like here. This is what the sides of the box look like all the way around. And these are the edges. Pretty cool. All four sides. And without further ado, let's crack the top of the box off and see what's inside. So this is going to just add more and more insanity to this game. It's already there. Alright, so first off we got the Endless Nightmares box ready to go. We got the expansion rulebook. So this is going to probably have the scenarios inside of it. So there's the front cover artwork. Pretty aggressive. It's pretty crazy. Endless Nightmares expansion. The inside of the book itself, there's the expansion overview, the components. There's some of the things you're going to get inside of it. So you get some actual hatches, I guess, in this one. Some mine markers, heavy miner figure, an ADS marker. Cool. Bunch of tokens, bunch of cards, things like that. You got some new investigators. That's another huge plus to this one. So it looks like you got Franklin Christie, Sophia Brigman, Christopher Dalton, Isaiah, I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce that last name, Emma Kruger, and Lisbeth Gibson. You've also got 65 monsters. That's a ton of different monsters, and look at that. I'm trying to see if I can get that to focus for you guys. It's not wanting to. But you're good. I think, oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. That's crazy. These things are quite a bit scary. Oh, wow. Those are horrifically scary. That is a lot of monsters. 65, that's a ton. Okay, so using this expansion is going to give you a quick section on how to actually add this in, the additional rules that come along with it, the new investigators that come with it, lining them up, the important concepts for gaining health, actions outside of activations, spawning. You got a winning game criteria here, and credits, and I'm assuming scenarios right here. So here we go right away with a storybook called the Fathoms Dark. So this is a new scenario for this particular expansion. Got room deck, devour deck, all the special setup rules over here. So there's one right there. You got Fever Dreams on this side, as it looks like the second one that you can play from this expansion. And Expectant Terror. So there you go. 3 more scenarios to add into your game. Pretty wild. Okay, moving along to the tokens. So, of course, with this one, you're going to get a ton of tokens. So look at these tokens. There's a whole bunch there. That's pretty crazy. I'm trying to get up nice and close for you guys, so you can see some of the detail on the tokens themselves. Of course, I can't speak to much, but it's pretty cool looking. So, oh, look at that. Now that is a tray of miniatures. So, wow. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. It's going to take me a second. I'm going to have to actually do what I did with the base game, and that's remove the tape from all 4 corners. Oh my goodness, there's another set underneath this. We're going to go ahead here, remove the plastic cover. That's always really nice. It's even got indents there to keep things in place. This one moved just because I moved things, but look at that. Everything's in a nice tray, nice vacuum sealed tray. So there you go. You got some monsters there that look pretty horrific. Look at that, like a hand coming out of a pile of... That is scary looking. These are the new investigators. that you can be. Some brand new figures there. It's pretty cool. The detail's really good. Now there you go. Now we're getting to some stuff that looks like straight out of Cthulhu. So again, remember that's the kind of vibe this is going for, is H.P. Lovecraft, but in space, of course. So I'll show you guys a couple of these up close and personal. So here's one guy here. Look at that. It's pretty awesome. Another investigator here. Let's bring up a few of them actually. There's a couple there. 2 new characters you can be. Oh, that one's on the floor. Got it. Alright. Dropped, but still okay. This is really cool. These ones are actually really interesting looking. Look at that guy. A nice gun there. Turret of some kind. I think I mentioned at the beginning, actually, from the back of the box. This guy's got a cool pose. He's just on his knee. That's pretty awesome. Let's see, these are tiny little crab things that are super creepy looking. Let me see if I can get the detail to show up on them. That's going to be very hard, but oh no, that works pretty good. Let's get this thing coming out of its mouth. They're like, there's 6 of those in there. These things look like roaches, but they're not. It's like a person. Looks like it's a human with a head full of hair, so it could be a female. Flat down, kind of looks like a lizard. Definitely don't want to mess with those. They don't look pleasant. What is that? Oh, yeah, there we go. There's a friend. Don't want to find him in a dark alley. And then over here, another creepy thing. Man, if you don't like spiders, this one might creep you out. But this one's interesting. So again, like you can see, all of this stuff is a majority of this stuff is humans that have been corrupted by this whatever's going on, which of course I'm going to be diving into the story to find out what is really going on in this. That's the first tray of miniatures. Again, like I said, I think there's 64 in this game, or in this box, sorry. In the game, I don't even know how many miniatures there are, but I imagine it's outrageous. Take off this top thing here. There we go. So we've got ourselves a pack of cards, and these appear to be the character cards. So there's probably of course there'd be some enemy cards in here as well. So we should probably go through those. So we've got Christopher Dalton here. So Illumination in the Dark. He's got kind of special abilities here. His health and sanity are listed over there. Sonar decoy, and he's a decoy, sorry, and he's an explorer. We've got Emma Kruger. We have Franklin Christie. Now that guy is pretty awesome. He's jacked. He's holding a massive weapon. Isaiah, pretty cool. That's the one that was kneeling. Elizabeth Gibson, sorry. That one's kind of a weird, it's an interesting name. Assault rifle. And Sophia Brigman. So pretty cool with the dual abilities. I don't know if you get access to both or not, but we get into these, which are, of course, the representations of the miniatures themselves. So the Bloated, which is maybe the spider thing, which is pretty creepy. Parasite. They have text on the bottom as well, talking about them and what they do. The Grudge, nasty. Purge, Hallucination, Despair, Wrecked, Immortal, the Drifter. This is probably one of the coolest ones out of any of the miniatures I've seen. It's not even the biggest. I just love this. It's like straight out of Arkham Horror and Eldritch Horror. It's just it looks awesome. Obscure, The Nest, Unbound. So just a whole bunch more to add into the game. It's going to be crazy. Okay, so that's all the cards. So we'll put those aside for a second. Adjust this around like so. Okay, so what we're going to do next is kind of take a look at the different monsters that come at the bottom section of this. So first off, there's 6 of these things. So 6 more of these creepy looking horrific things. I don't even know what that is, but it's nasty. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. Look at this guy. That's awesome. So again, I have to get used to the names of the individual, but you can see the miniatures are really, really well done. I mean, again, if you want to paint, you're not going to have a problem picking out the details on these miniatures. They're well done. Definitely well done. I'm very impressed. So you're going to get 3 of those down the side. You have these ones here, which are basically like a gigantic... I've dropped 2 miniatures now. That's kind of rare for me, actually. This one's kind of like a Venus flytrap almost with a tentacle with what looks like fingers and wings. It's probably the creepiest thing I've seen in a while. And this is, I like to call this the lobster dragon tentacle. I don't know how else to describe that thing, but it looks horrific. You also notice, guys, that's really cool. Some of them, not all of them, these ones don't have bases that have any. So some bases in some games have actual scenery built into the bases, right? So there's no scenery on this one, but the bigger monsters in the box seem to have scenery built into the bases, which is really cool because if you're going to go ahead and paint, you'll notice it's not just a flat base, there's actual debris here. And you can go ahead and paint that, which is pretty cool. So that just, again, makes the miniature stick out that much more. This one here, of course, is just a gigantic slug-looking thing. So that's pretty scary looking as well. Of course, when you're talking about space and things going sideways, it kind of makes sense. You got these things. I forget what they call these on the back of the box, but I'm guessing that they're I think they said they were markers, so they might be on your side because they're brown. I think anything that's brown is kind of safe. So I don't know what they do exactly for us yet, but then we also have these doors. Now I have a pack of doors as well separate from this, so technically I have these 6 plus an extra pack of doors, so I have more than enough doors, but that's pretty cool to have actual space doors for the game. So it'd be cool to paint these. They come in a decent color. They're brown though, so I'd probably I'll likely paint them. I may not be able to paint them before the playthrough, but that's pretty cool. Then you got yourselves a deck of cards, and of course these are the mini cards. So we're going to go ahead and rip into these ones so I can show you what's inside of them. There we go. Got bloated. So each of these are just a card representation. You'll notice that some of the bloated are different values though, so that's cool. So even though maybe you're pulling the same type of miniature, it may or may not have the same value for its attack. So that'll keep things interesting for sure. Purge. One thing I am noticing, guys, with this unboxing, more than any other unboxing I've done, is my camera's having a really hard time focusing on the cards, and I believe it's because the cards are so dark. They're such a deep black color that the camera's having a hard time picking them up, so that's why I'm kind of moving them closer and pulling them away and trying to help the focus of the camera handle it. So hopefully you guys are seeing this clearly. Drifter, this is by far the coolest character that I've seen so far, just in terms of the Cthulhu vibe, by far. Like they're the ones that I'm liking the most so far. Okay, so then we got this one right here, another deck of cards to go through. So allows you to just kind of go crazy, hacking away at the monsters. So let's take a second and enjoy some of these cards. So we got the Bone Saw here, double-edged, the Revenger, the Cryogenic Generator, the Tracking Bomb, Sniper Rifle, Assistant System. These are some the detecting drones. Maybe that's what they are. Mask of Madness, Sonar Decoy. So you can see the bomb, they always have the abilities as well. The art's really cool though. Combat Suit, Auto Defense System, Trap Mines. Maybe that's what they are. Trap Mines. During your activation, you may place a trap mine marker in your space. When a non-enemy marker is in the same space with a trap mine marker, kill all. Oh, cool, cool. So you can kind of set those up to protect yourself, knowing that they're coming after you. I like that. So then you've got a whole bunch of... Can't say whether these ones are scenario cards or not. I'm not too sure. I'm not familiar enough with the game, but these are all... They look like they'd be events, essentially, or they could be tied to the different scenarios. They don't have anything besides just a title on them, so they're likely just merged into the event deck, I think. These ones would be tied to the scenarios. So you can see the Fathoms Dark. Sorry, I had to look at that twice to be sure I'm saying that right. Got a bunch of those. Interesting, very interesting. And then of course you got some standees at the bottom. So what I really like about this so far is that everything has its place. You can put it all back in the box fairly neatly. So that's good. I'll be able to drop all these back in and not have anything out of place. So that's it. That really covers the entire box for this particular expansion. So that was very exciting. A lot of content added to the game. So what I'm going to be doing is moving into another unboxing here for another one of its expansions. I believe I have 3 more expansions for boxes about this size, but I shouldn't say they're this size. They're about half this size. This is about the thickness of the game box, so this is a fairly huge one, Endless Nightmares, but typically they're actually about half of this size for the other 3 expansions, but still just loads more content to add in, and I'm guessing that those ones will likely be more so giving you more tiles and things like that. This was more of the monster, looks like this was more so this stretch goal box, if I'm not mistaken, from the Kickstarter. So very, very cool. Excited to bring all of this stuff in, and looking forward to showing you guys all of this during the showcase. So the showcase is going to continue for Deep Madness. We're going to move on to another expansion unboxing coming up next. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.